Welcome to the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. This is your host, Tay Daniels, mama, wife, multi-business owner, and creator of the Breadwinner Energy movement. In this podcast, we're all about changing women's lives, especially those who do not grow up with perfect circumstances, by helping them step into their highest self era, break free from society's expectations, and become a force to be reckoned with. We help women embrace their powerhouse, most authentic energy, cultivate inner peace, and call in everything she has ever wanted in life. So if you're ready to become the breadwinner of your own life, join me on this journey of transformation, empowerment, and abundance. Welcome back to another episode of the Breadwinner Energy Podcast. I am so excited for today's episode because we have officially started Waitlist Week. Waitlist Week began 2 days ago, which means for this entire week, everybody who's on the waitlist not only has access to a little bit of our new and improved website, but they also have access to all of our new offers. They have discounts, bundles, extended payment plans. And if you are on the waitlist, you have now until Sunday, May 26th to grab all of the offers. And we even have one bundle that includes every single thing in our offer suite for $6,500. That is insane. That is an insane price for a 9-month hands-on group coaching experience, a coaching community and support program, master classes, a membership, extended payment plan, and $1,500 off. It is insane. It is a just wild, insane, no-brainer offer. So if you are not yet on the wait list, click the link below in the show notes, get on the wait list. You'll get immediate access inside Waitlist Week where you can grab all of your bonuses, all of the offers and the bundles, and you can take our new quiz. What is blocking you from your icon era? What is blocking you from living your best life? You can take the quiz, you can find out what it is that is blocking you, and we give you some tips on what to do about it starting today. So click those links below, take the quiz, get on the wait list, and then Monday, May 27th, we will open the doors to the public and you will all get to see our brand new website. Our designer, Chelsea, and I'm going to put all of her info in, it'll be on our website, but it'll also be in our show notes because she is amazing. I messaged her a couple weeks ago and I was like, we need a new website. Can you help me? And she was like, I've got you. It'll be done in 1 week. She is just an amazing human and she freaking killed it. Like the website is phenomenal. It looks amazing and I cannot wait for all of you to see it. And not only that, but next week, when we open to the public, you will also have access to early bird specials. So next week, May 27th through the 31st, everyone will have access to book any offers they want, grab any offers. We will have a couple specials, but this will be early bird pricing, so you will get a little bit of a discount. Now, the discounts and the bundles will not be as good as they are right now during waitlist week. So if you have been like, I need to do this, I want to get in, I want to see what's going on, I want to change my life, you've been listening to the podcast, you've been following along, you're obsessed with self-help and self-development and all the podcasts and all the mindset work, this is going to be for you. And then this episode today is going to be chef's kiss. One of our offers, one of our programs, it's only opening one time a year. That coaching program, the enrollment ends on June 7th. So you will want to get in that room because this is going to be an experience, a full-on coaching experience with me that is very, very hands-on. Every single woman that enters this room, it is application only, must be willing to not only show up and do the work, but be an active participant in the community and really building up other women. This is almost a mastermind. Not quite, because there is a coaching element. So we just called it a coaching experience. And I'm going to be hands-on with every single woman in that room. And we are going to be developing your dream life and truly stepping in and embodying it. So get on the wait list right now. Click the link below. Join Waitlist Week. Apply for our new coaching program. You'll see inside. And let's get into today's episode. Now, I have notes upon notes for today's episode, and I don't want to miss a single thing because I want to make sure that I cover everything in this episode that I have been thinking about because it's so good. It came from an experience that I had or have had in my life many, many times. And I want to make sure that I cover everything for you guys today because I know for a fact So many of you are in this exact position right now. And so if you see me looking over here, I'm just making sure that I touch on all of my notes. So let's get into today's episode, and we are going to talk about being a self development junkie. I couldn't think of a better way to describe it other than that, other than truly like just consuming all the things all the time, but nothing is actually changing in your reality, which is also going to tie into our brand new business, Breadwinner Energy Company. This is what we do. It's not about consuming all the time and always just trying to get more information and more and more and more. It's about truly embodying this work so that you change your life. So, let's get into today's episode. I spent many, many years in therapy. And when I say many years, I mean literally from childhood. I was in therapy after my dad committed suicide. My mom was like, "You have to go to therapy. It is what it is." And then I spent a lot of my adult life in therapy, and I constantly was looking for what is wrong with me and how can I fix it, and what is wrong with me and how can I fix it, and really dependent on therapy, or dependent on, okay, I need to read another book, I need to get another book, I need to listen to another podcast, I need to hire a new coach, I need to do all of these things all the time to try to figure out what is wrong with me. And after years and years and years of doing this exact cycle, I just felt like I had spent a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy on doing all the things. And I was so incredibly self aware all the time. But I was also feeling this like, it's something inside of me that was like, nothing's changing. Like, I'm almost still feel the same. And even though there had been progress, a lot of this progress was more of like an illusion because I was just really, really self aware. And now being self aware in itself is definitely progress. However, I wanted to transform my life. I wanted to like wake up and be a brand new person, be a new person. And I just felt like none of that's happening. Like nothing is changing for me. So through this journey, I had then fired a therapist. This just happened a couple of years ago. I fired a therapist and I was like, okay, well, that's not working. Let me find a new therapist. I found a new therapist, and this kind of cycle kind of went on for a while. And by my last therapist, I no longer went to therapy after this. He was awesome. He was like, "You're really self-aware. Like, I don't feel like you need to be here. I don't think that this is going to be helpful for you because everything we talk about, you bring the issue to therapy, and then you talk yourself through the issue in therapy. You know exactly why you're feeling this way. You know exactly how to process it, and then we move on and you understand what is holding you back. You understand what is wrong." And I was like, I know, but why don't I feel any different? And this was when I realized that this is not going to be what changes. This is not going to be what magically makes me better or even feel better. And through all of that therapy and all of the coaching and all of those self help books, I literally have like a library downstairs of just like self help books. I realized that I was using self help as a comfort mechanism. I was using it as procrastination mechanism. I was using it to literally feel better in the moment and feel like I was doing something to change instead of actually doing the work to change. Because doing the work to change yourself is wildly uncomfortable, and it is very scary, and it can be very lonely, and it can be frustrating, and it can feel like you're taking steps backwards before you're moving forwards. And I lived in this cycle for so long because I was trying to just feel comfort. I was just trying to feel like I am doing something, I am making progress. I then hit my first six-figure year in 2021 in my business. And up to this point, I felt like maybe that would never happen for me because it was literally years of working towards that. It was 5 years before hitting my first six-figure year. And of course, everyone else online is like, hitting six figures in 2 days of building their business. They opened their business yesterday and today they're a six-figure business owner. So I was like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not hitting six figures? And that year, I had the most transformation in my life. Like I had embodied more transformations in that year than ever before. I was willing to do the work. I was willing to do things very quickly and messy as AF. Like I literally called it quick and dirty because I was ready to just do the thing and do the work. And no matter how messy it looked or how insane or chaotic it was, like to just do the thing, take action. And not only did I reap the rewards of that, but I also was like really, really happy that year. It was one of like the happiest years of my life. And same with 2022. I then went into 2022 taking massive action and taking massive risks and doing the work. And I felt so happy. Like I felt really, really good. And again, reaped the rewards of it. I made more money than ever before. And then 2023 came around, and at the end of 2023, I ended up getting pregnant. No, that's not right. 2020, it was the end of 2022. Sorry, the end of 2022, I ended up getting pregnant. And then at the beginning of 2023, I kind of felt like this shift, like this burnout almost shift of like I was massively pregnant. I had my baby in April of 2023. And so after that it kind of like fell apart, if you will. Um and we're going to get into that today too because there's levels. Like there's levels to this progress, and this is actually what I teach. But I was burnt out. So I had my baby and then I fell into like this massive depressive episode, which we hear this a lot with postpartum women. I mean, your body and your hormones are just like all over the place. But then after that, I was working significantly less because I was being a mom. And I just felt like I had worked really hard up until this level just to like fall back down. Like, what is wrong with me? I've done this work before. Why do I feel like this? Why am I unhappy? Why am I unmotivated? Why am I uninspired? And then this met me at 2024. Now we're at the beginning of 2024, kind of. We're like literally midway through, which is absolutely insane. Where did 2024 go? And throughout this year, I have truly had to like re-embody new work for myself in order to get where I'm going. And that new work led me to this new transformation in my life, this new transformation in my business, and really like stepping into what I feel called to do and stepping into my purpose. But there would be levels where I would feel like I thought I was past this. I thought I already did this work. I thought I had already experienced this. Like, what is wrong with me? And through all of this learning, this is what brought me to where I am right now and created the offers I did was because at every new level that you enter in your life, you're going to go through this period of like digging up the shit, digging up the roots and the old stuff and like what is no longer working for me, what is no longer serving me, whether that's your thoughts, whether that's like literally the space that you live in, the people that you're around, your habits, your boundaries, and you've got to dig all of that up of like, okay, in this new season that I'm going into, what no longer works for me? What no longer serves me? And then after that, you get to start to put in the work, right? So once we've like dug out the weeds, we've pulled them out. Now we've like got fresh soil that we can replant seeds into. But we're not going to replant seeds into shit, right? Like into weeds. We're not going to do that. So once we pull them out, and we become self-aware, we understand, and we pull them out, we get rid of them. Or like, okay, that doesn't work for me anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't like that anymore. I don't like that part of me. I don't like that relationship anymore. Now we have to go in and plant these new seeds, these new roots in order to create this next level. So once we then start to decide, like, okay, well, what is that thing that I want? What is the life that I want? What are the thoughts I should think? What are the feelings I want to embody? Then we're more self aware. Then we decide to embody that work. And this is where this embodiment becomes really, really uncomfortable because now you're starting to become a new person, right? And you might lose friendships or relationships, or people don't like the way that you're acting anymore because you have decided to choose yourself. And then you become at this like being. You're like, okay, this is like who I am now. Like, you're at this being. And then you go to level two and you have to do it again. So once you've like mastered level one, you go to level two, you restart the cycle. And that's when you're like, oh, I thought I've already done this. Well, yeah, you did it for level one, but you've not done that work for level two, right? So then you have to do it again. You have to pull out, okay, like what no longer serves me. And we do this cycle over and over and over again. And what I've learned through years of not only doing this cycle, but years of being a self development junkie is that sometimes we get to this plateau of like not willing to go deeper, not willing to take risks, not willing to end relationships, not willing to choose ourselves, not willing to hold boundaries, not willing to tell people like, no, I do not accept that in my life, and just kind of staying in a stagnant place and then feeling really, really shitty inside, and then going to the self books, right? Like, oh, I'm just going to get another book. I'm going to binge podcasts all day. I'm going to sign up for like 1,000 seminars because then I can listen to other people comfort me. And then I can stay right here and tell myself I'm doing the work because I'm doing self development instead of actually embodying the self development work. And I did this for so long in my business. I literally convinced myself this illusion that I was doing the work because I was just consuming all day long courses and classes and seminars and freebies and all of the books and all of the podcasts that I had become so self-aware that I was like, oh yeah, like I know this. I know this. I'm doing the work around this, but I wasn't actually living it out in real life, which also you'll know if you're not living it out in real life based on a couple things. Number one, how do you actually feel inside? Do you still feel like things are missing? Do you still feel unhappy? Do you still feel like you don't know how to work things? Are you still like spiraling and you can't work yourself through things? What does your money look like? And what is your story around money? And how are your like everyday thoughts around money? What are the relationships like in your life? And how do you feel around these relationships? Are you holding on to certain people and places and things that you actually don't want to hold on to, but feel like you have to? Like these are really good indicators that you understand, right? You're so self aware, but you're not actually embodying the work. You're not willing to stand up for yourself. You're not willing to stop people pleasing. You're constantly worried about what other people think about you and what they're saying about you and what people online are going to think about you. That you don't actually do things to live your own life because you're so worried about everyone around you because you're so self aware. If this is you and you're like, yes, I'm so self aware. I love self development. I read the books. I listen to the podcast. I do the things, but I don't feel different. I don't see my reality changing. This is why you need to be on the wait list because I created these offers based on doing the work. So in this 9-month coaching experience that I'm launching, that you guys can all be a part of and apply for, this is where you're going to start embodying the work. You're going to start doing the work to become this person instead of just consuming. So while in this program, there is going to be things that you learn. They're honestly just like tools for your tool belt. So I'm giving you 5 tools that you put in your tool belt and you take them on this journey with you as you embody the work. And as you're embodying it, you have me. You have this group, you have this community like holding you and supporting you and cheering you on and loving you and giving you accountability because I know that the embodying part of this work is the hardest thing you're ever going to do. And it's going to be uncomfortable. And you could lose friendships or relationships, or you could decide to like walk away from somebody in your life, or you could literally just have people in your life that do not support you and are not willing to walk this journey with you as you embody this new version of yourself. And that is why I created this offer. And it literally, like, I have chills on my arms right now because I am so excited about this work. And I know that this will change your life. So if you are this person, you are a self-development junkie, you're listening to the book, signing up for the seminars, you're listening to the podcasts over and over and over again, but you're not actually embodying the work of changing your life, but you know you want to, you've got to get on our wait list. The link is below. You can also take the quiz. It will give you really good insight of like what are your blocks and how to start working on them right now. And once you've taken the quiz, come over to Instagram at _LLC and tell me your results of your quiz and what you're going to do to start embodying this new version of yourself. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week.